You know what really grinds my gears? People who treat video games like a trophy hunt. And I'm not talking about people that just go for trophies or achievements in a general sense. I'm talking about the people that ignore everything else a game has to offer because they got all the trophies. And then they think, why bother? And you see, that's my problem. It's that mindset within the Final Fantasy XVI community. So many people across Reddit, Twitter, and the internet in general seem to be ignoring a majority of the game and then quitting when they see the platinum pop up. And that's kind of a really big problem for this player base because it's a Final Fantasy player base. Any other series and there really wouldn't even be a reason to care. This is the video game franchise known for being filled with secrets. So why isn't anybody looking? Especially when the secret bosses have historically been unlocked via super obscure methods like collecting trading cards. And during my playthrough a few days after release, I know this is personal anecdotal evidence, but whatever. I got into the wallowed area, and I found this funny map. And this funny map gave me a secret quest where I read the description of the map and then went to the area it described and found gold. And this is an issue because nowhere else on the internet was this mentioned when I had found it. I had googled Final Fantasy map, I had googled Final Fantasy secret quest, I had looked all over the subreddit, I had looked over Twitter as well, and no one, not a single person had mentioned it at that point. That's insane to me for such a popular game. And that was a few days as well. So there was a lot of time for somebody else to find it first. I don't think I found it first, but it took a week after its release for even a single Reddit comment to even mention it. And why did it take a week for that to happen? Shouldn't we be hunting the secret boss? Shouldn't we collectively be talking about our finds and work together as a community? Mention something you found weird to your friend? Why isn't this type of discussion going on for a game where there really should be? But no, most people just quit after the platinum, and that's my big problem with the Final Fantasy community. There is not a single mainline game in the franchise, and there isn't even a spin-off without a secret boss. So why the hell aren't we looking for it? This is my call to action. I want everybody that watches this video to leave a comment below with anything interesting you found. And I'll be playing more of the game myself to try and find things. But where do we go from here? I'd like to take this time to get into some shop talk. The biggest thing is that we should assume the secret boss is part of Final Fantasy difficulty. There's content here not found in the base game, and it's a significantly harder difficulty to boot. It even says as much in the difficulty description in-game. So if there's a super boss, we're going to be finding it here. And past that, I've been thinking a lot about ways that the super boss might be unlocked. I have 3 main schools of thought here for how we may unlock him, so let's get into it. The first school I thought I have is that this has to be character related. Like, talking to very specific people during a very specific phase of a specific mission. There have been a lot of JRPGs that have done this. Basically, you talk to the right guy at the right time, he shows up later and unlocks a secret. If the super boss is found like this, it's probably going to be a while before we find them, though, because there's a lot of world here. There's a lot of characters, there's a lot of towns. It could be in any one of them. Maybe it's related to the blacksmith quest. Or it could be related to the squire, or it could be related to Mid, maybe the doctor, maybe the guy growing plants. I mean, really, there's a lot of possibilities with this school of thought. But I'd like to think that if everybody watching this just went and talked to random people while they played, went to a random town during a random mission just for the hell of it, maybe we'd find it a lot faster. So I'd like to ask the people watching this video right now to go and do that little experiment in their playthrough. One of the things I did find related to this is that there is actually a cutscene with your squire where you sent him back to Eastpool at the end of the game. The squire being the guy you got on a mission probably 20 hours ago, and he's really... It's strange that it's in full cutscene, because, you know, everybody else you see off just has lines of text dialogue. You know, you go talk to them and they're like, okay, see you, and you're like, bye. But the squire, a character that really... He's only even there if you do the side quest for him and even unlock him. So why does he have this full animated cutscene when it really doesn't make sense? I mean, he has zero importance to the main plot. Well, actually, important characters just get text. My theory here is that the super boss is somehow connected to this cutscene. The squire, he never does anything afterwards. He just kind of stands there, which makes it even weirder. And, you know, fun fact, I wish I could show you this cutscene, but you know what I mentioned earlier about shit not really being online? Nobody's uploaded it. Multiple people have uploaded full all cutscenes videos to YouTube or put them in playlists, but not a single one of those people got this one. And that's especially weird, right? I really wish I could show it to you, like I said, but you're gonna have to find it in your game, and to get him there, you just basically do all the side quests. Side tangent over though, but you know, there's a lot more here. And maybe involves the door behind Eastpool, because Eastpool is where you send him during the cutscene. Moving on, the second one is a skill issue. Literally. By messing with a funny rock in the hideout, you can actually replay past missions. You can also replay icon trials where you test your combat abilities with specific playstyles. However, there's this secret difficulty called Ultimaniac mode. And my theory here is that you need to beat all the trials, replay all the levels, and do all the time trials on Ultimaniac mode to unlock the secret boss. Maybe you fight him from the stone too. Hell, maybe the secret super boss is a challenge. Now, I've been trying this myself, but I'm not exactly Ultimaniac material. I got my ass kicked for 20 hours and haven't really touched it since. I'll be going back to it after this video though. But I'd like to throw this out there to the hardcore players in the crowd. Please, see if it does anything. I mean, at the very least, there should be some kind of completionist drive other than the trophies. Or some drive to say that you were the first to do it. But it definitely should be thrown out there. The final school of thought is a doorway to hell. As in the doors in a blight-infested area outside of Eastpool like hell. Now, this one ain't really much to go off of, because you see, for context, you go through the dim, you go down this strange little side passage, and you find this door. And this door in lore can only be opened by a specific icon, the icons being the people with superpowers. However, we never actually open this door in the game, despite the lore implying we can, because we do kill or impregnate all other icons and absorb their powers. So Clive should be able to open this door. He went into the basement of the twins and was able to open that door because he had the blessing of the Phoenix from Joshua. So realistically, going by the lore, Clive should be able to open it. And I do have one theory, and that's it's some kind of specific ability/icon combo. You know, like some kind of safe combination, or maybe you have to have all of your abilities mastered and fully upgraded. But other than that, that's really only the start of it, because wait, there's more. Let's consider something real quick. Clive hasn't actually killed the last icon. The last icon is lost. Alive in the Lost specifically. Now, we know he's still alive. How do we know he's still alive? Well, it would take way too long to explain that. If this video gets 100 likes, I'll make a theory about it. There is strong evidence to suggest that the Leviathan the Lost is alive, but aside from that, play along for now because this is a little interesting. What this basically means is that Clive has to either beat him to open the door, or the icon opens the door. Now, we don't know who the icon is, but you know, hey, we did just have a high quality cutscene where we sent the squire to the town with that door. Just maybe. But thanks for the watch time, guys. Hit that sub button if you want more. And you know, I was serious. Let me know in the comments below if you found something that stood out to you. Maybe we could solve this puzzle together. This is Reborn Pyro, signing out.
You will never understand the burden of trying to fit through tight spaces with these pegs.